Hi, I'm Missy Wryn. I'm a holistic natural horsemanship trainer. What holistic natural horsemanship is a method of training the whole horse. My specialty has been problem and dangerous horses, and most of the horses that I have received in my training program who were problems and had serious behavior issues typically were in pain, whether it was physical pain or emotional pain. I found that those pain issues needed to be addressed. So I developed a program, Holistic Natural Horsemanship, to address and work with the whole horse. My motto is, problems are not always training issues, and I want to train the whole horse for a safer ride. There are 3 foundational requirements every horse must learn to be with me, period. They have to. This is a safety issue.
The 3 foundational requirements are backing up your horse, pressure and release with bonding, and leading your horse.
I'm going to show you the 3 foundational requirements as they should look like. This is where you want to be with your horse. Paco's a great example of it. We've been together for a long time. So the first thing I'm going to teach, that foundational requirement, is to back up. And Paco does it very nicely, good boy. And then I'm going to do pressure and release with bonding. I'll oftentimes just throw the lead rope over the neck. Look, he's already licking and chewing. So I'm just going to love him up. Good boy. And I do this every time before I ride, pressure and release, to make sure that he's with me today, we are connected, that he recognizes I'm the same leader yesterday, I'm the same leader today. Providing consistency gives him comfort and confidence in me. Good boy. Now I'm going to ask for the nose to the girth, and I'm going to exchange some breath. Good boy. And I'll wait till he releases. I'm going to wait. Good job. Good boy. And what I do on one side, I do on the other. Head down, head down. Good boy. Let me love you. Good job. And let me love you over here. Let me love you over here. I'm going to blow in the nose. Good boy. I'm going to get some fly spray. Stand. I want my horses to ground tie. Always. Stand. Good boy. Good job. Oh, what a good boy. Good boy, yes. Paco's not a big snuggler, and that's okay. You need to recognize what your horse is and isn't. I have one little horse, Sozar, just snuggles and loves. Paco, he's not a big snuggler, but he'll do as I ask. So head down again, head down. Good boy, good boy. Now I'm going to lead him, make sure that he's with me on leading. Good boy. He's to maintain his space and respect of my space. And when I pick up my pace, I want my horse to pick up his pace. He needs to follow me, mirror me. He's responsible not to run into me if I jump in front of him. And he's to maintain, good boy, his position. Very good. So she needs to learn to back up at the slightest pressure. And that pressure is going to come from this lead rope. And I'm just going to jiggle lightly. But I'm going to stand looking at her, and I'm going to stand like this. Back, back, back. And as soon as I get it, good girl. Now notice the body language. That's what you have to do with your body. You must speak with your body for that horse to understand. Yes, you can use your voice, and you can use the jiggling of the rope as support for her to learn. But she's watching me, trying to read my body language as horses talk to one another. That's how they communicate. So I have to do that with her as well. So I'm going to stand in front of her. I'm going to move her over here so you can see her better. I'm going to stand in front of her, and I'm going to just jiggle lightly. And as she doesn't respond, I will increase the jiggling, and I'll start walking in. So pay close attention to my body language and what I'm doing with the rope. So I'm going to ask her, back, Good girl. You notice my eyes kind of got big, and I kind of got, I'm going to get you. And she got out of my space, and I immediately released my pressure. Instant. Good girl. Because remember, horses learn from the release of pressure, not the pressure itself. So I want her to learn to back up. So I'm going to jiggle lightly, and I want a slightest jiggle. Back, back. Good. And that was the slightest try, the smallest change. I rewarded her by dropping my pressure. I'm going to ask again. Back, back. Good. Now you notice I snapped down on that. By the third time now she's learning this, I want a better response, because in a dangerous situation, I want that horse to respond to me immediately as a herd leader. Good girl. Good girl. I'm going to come in here and appreciate her and invoke that chemical response of feeling good, and she got the right answer. And I'm also going to invoke her thinking about it. So I'm going to stick my fingers in her mouth, because I need her to chew on that, to relax about that. There, oh, flaring too. Good girl. Very nice. Good job. Good girl. So I'm going to ask her again to back up. Back up. Back up. Good girl. Obviously she needs more work. Not. I control her feet. She stepped forward. I didn't ask for that. Good girl. And she's licking and chewing on her own. That's good. Very nice. The next thing I'm going to teach her is pressure and release. She's going to learn about the safe and loving place that we go to when we're in trouble. This is a setup for a one-rein stop. A one-rein stop is your emergency handbrake in the saddle. And I'm going to ask for her head down. So good. The lightest pressure on that lead rope. Very nice. And now I'm going to ask for her nose to the girth. And this is still pressure and release. So I'm asking, and I've got my hand. See, I've got my hand right here on this knot. Kind of using that knot, just a little bit of pressure. And I can hang on to that halter if she tries to pull away. But she's never learned this. So I'm going to stay with her, and I want to bring her nose to the girth, to the safe and loving place we go when we're in trouble. And I'm just going to love her up, and I'm just touching her in the girth and just gently pulling that nose. Good. And as soon as she gives a little, good, I release. A little bit more. I just want a little bit more so she understands. I know. Yes. Can I just love you right here? Can I just love you right here? And watch your feet. Don't let them step on you. That's why I wear steel-toed boots. Oh. Now, she's having a little trouble with this. So let me show you a way you can deal with this when your horse is having a worry about it. Oh, my girl. Oh, my girl. Let me show you. She's just having too much of a worry. So we're going to go over here. And this is a perfect example of a horse that doesn't understand it and gets too frightened about it. She's just, I'm not going to do that. Ask her to turn around. Good girl. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask for that head down. Good. Head down. Good. I'm going to have her think about it. Take the time. Take your watch off. Don't rush it just because she didn't go there, their nose. She's not being stubborn. She just doesn't understand. So I'm going to give her some time. What I'm going to do, I'm going to face forward, and her shoulder's right here. I'm just going to hug her a little bit. So when she gives, then I'll release. Good girl. And then ask a little more. Good, and release. Good girl. And we'll just baby step her through this so that she'll find out that coming over here is pretty nice. And, oh, you're sniffing? Yeah, and can I have you right there? Oh, good girl. Good girl. Now we'll try it again. Good girl. Good girl. Now release. Excellent. I'm going to love her up for that. Good job. I'm going to try again. It's all right. And just rub on the girth area with the other hand, because that's just kind of my signal. I need you to come right here. Oh. Oh. No. There, come right here. No. No, she's trying to find the answer, and I'm just helping her. It's all right. You're all right. Let me help you. Let me help you. Just a little bit. Oh, it's all right. Just support her through it. You're okay. It's all right. I know. I know. Let me love you. There. There, when she stops, I released her. So I want her to stop moving her feet. So she'll have to learn that when I release, that means when she stops moving her feet and I release, that's what I wanted. Good girl. Good girl. Let me try it again. Good girl. A little bit at a time. There, it's all right. Baby step it for her. She needs it broken down, really basic for her. She's never done this before. Ho, ho, ho.
It's okay to stop and move your horse to a better position in your training area or to change from one side to another. Your horse does not need to get it on one side before you work the other side. That's a myth.
Let's go this way. It's going to love you there. Good. Good girl. Let me love you again. Love you again. Just waiting for her to give. Good. Good. As soon as she gave softly, then I released. We'll try it again. Some horses have a problem when you're facing, turned around looking at their bottom. It's easier for them, oftentimes. Good. Good when you just are facing forward with them. They feel less vulnerable. So I can just love you right here. Ho. Ho. Good girl. Good girl. She did a little bit. That's good. That's good. Very good girl. Very good girl. Okay. Can we love you right here? Very nice. And I exchange some breath with her. I want her to know that this is the safe and loving place we go when we're in trouble. And I want her to bond with me in here. Oh. So the pressure and release is also bonding. Good girl! Good girl! Nice flex! She kind of gritted her teeth. She wanted to bite me, but she chose not to. Good girl. She chose wisely. Yes, that was very good. Let me love you for that. Appreciate you for that. Good girl. Good girl. See, I do better when I'm appreciated, and I know my horses do too. And that's part of balancing your nature, recognizing the things that are common to us as humans, that are common to our horses, and applying that. Oh, very good! Very good. And I'm going to work her mouth on that so she can think about that. Very nice. Very nice. Good girl. And you didn't really work your mouth much. I'm going to get that going. I just feather that tongue. I get in that soft spot in between the teeth where there is no teeth. It's just gum. You get your finger in there and you feather their tongue a little bit, feather the roof of their mouth. Be very careful with your fingers in there. Their tongues are very soft. The tissue on the roof of the mouth is very soft, and you don't want to scratch with your fingernails. That's kind of why I like to wear gloves too. Of course, it saves my hands. When I've got a horse that's excited and pulls a rope through my hand, I don't like the rope burn. But I also, it keeps me from scratching the horse unintentionally, especially in the mouth. Can I love you right here? Can I love you right here? Oh, beautiful! She's learned nose to girth is a safe and loving place we go. This is all going to translate it under the saddle. Very good girl. So I'm going to show you how I like to lead a horse. I want a horse a half length behind. This horse doesn't lead very well, so this is going to be a very good example of how to teach a horse to lead. You can pull on this girl and she'll pull back. So I will move to the side, good girl, and get her going. Now if she gets too close, I'm going to put my hand up, get her back. But all the time I keep her in my peripheral vision. Also, when I stop, she better stop. And you notice I stomp my foot because I want to teach her. She's just learning. I want her to understand, stop. And she did a good job. So I'm going to come in here and appreciate that. You made the right choice. Good girl. You're doing such a good girl being a student. I really appreciate that. You're being a very good girl. She's taking on the role And I appreciate that. The role of student. She's much more amenable now to learning, and she's starting to understand her status in the herd is below me. Very good. And I rose my hands a little bit, and I kind of got firm with my body. Remember, it's about body language. Stop. And then I won't have to use so much dramatic body language as the horse learns, but I over-dramatize to teach. Good girl. And I encourage her all along the way, get back. Good girl. Support her and encourage her. Now I want to step in front, and she's to manage her space between me. She's responsible. Part of her role is being responsible for the space between us. She's to keep the slack in that rope, but not too much. And I should not have to drag her. Good girl. Excellent. And when I ask her to back up, back. Good girl. She hasn't quite got that down, and we want to continue working on that because it's important to have your backup very well in hand and that horse respecting your space and those commands. And when you get that kind of control on the ground and the horse respecting you, that's going to translate under the saddle, and that's what you need to have a safer ride. But I want to start reducing that drama now. So I want to get my horse to really connecting with me, watching my body language. Like she should in a herd, she should be watching that lead mare's language all the time. That's her job. That's her role. Good girl. And remember, this is a horse that didn't have much herd companionship, herd training. So she's having to learn this stuff the hard way. It's a lot easier when you're working with horses that have already been in a herd. They understand what you're saying when you're using their language. But a horse that doesn't understand the language, I'm having to teach her the language as well as being a herd animal. Good girl. I'm going to reduce that drama, and we're going to do it again. I'm going to ask and then give. As soon as she gives, then I drop that pressure. I'm not going to drag a horse. Just make it uncomfortable for her not to respond. Good. She's a little too close to my space, so you need to get back. Good girl. Ask. Good. Good girl. Oh, she's got flies. We haven't even got to fly spraying yet, so she's going to have that. I need you to get back. Get back. Good. Very nice. Let me love you for that. And she's licking and chewing. Good. She's chewing her mouth a little bit there. Good job, Tilly. You're trying. She's trying. You know, she's been on her own for a long time. This is going to take some time for her to understand. Good girl. Good girl. A little too close, wasn't that? I try to give her the opportunity to do it right. Good. And now back. I don't want you in my space. You're too close. Back. Back. Good. Back. Good. A little more. Very good. She was doing it. She was backing up. And I didn't want to put on more pressure because she's already doing what I asked. So why would I come in there and go rah, 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 when she's already backing up? I'm just saying, I need more, I need more, I need more. You want to be careful not to get mad at your horse when they're doing something you've asked them to do and they're doing it. Just because they may not be doing it at your speed, they'll get there. Don't force it. Acknowledge that she's trying and then just say, oh, I need a little more, I need a little more. You probably hear partnership a lot in natural horsemanship. Well, in holistic natural horsemanship, I am taking natural horsemanship one more level, and that's by addressing the whole horse, as we talked about earlier. What I find important is in natural horsemanship, there's this word partnership talked about, and what I find important about that statement is it has a sense of a business contract, business relationship. Isn't partnerships about business, typically? And it's usually 50-50. Partners are 50-50, typically. Well, I don't want a partnership. I don't want a business relationship. I don't want a business contract. And I certainly don't want a 50-50 going with my horse. I'm the herd leader. It's got to be 60-40, 70-30, maybe 90-10, depending on the horse. And as we grow in confidence and trust in one another, I'll start sharing a little more of that responsibility. But in the meantime, I want to build a companionship, not a partnership. I want a companionship. And that's what holistic natural horsemanship really is about. Being a companion to your horse, with your horse. It's not a 50-50 partnership. I need to be the leader at all times because she is genetically wired to have a herd leader. So that requires me to step up to that position, that status, and to play that role. So I've noticed her feet are starting to get sticky, and I don't like that. She's not following nicely. She's starting to go, you know what, I don't want to walk anymore. So I'm going to make you pull me. No, I don't think so. So I pull her off balance by going to one side to the other. I'm going to stop. Very good. Very good girl. So I think she's got the stop down pretty well. Good girl. But her following isn't real great. That's going to come over time, though. She really doesn't know who I am. She's getting to know me. She's finding out that I'm a leader. I'm kind of tough. And being a mare, she's definitely full of her own opinions. I find girls tend to be more autonomous than boys, and geldings, and even stallions. Stallions, they just want the comfort zone as well. But girls, oh, now that's nice, the head down. Girls, you know, that's usually who your leaders are in the herd. Sure, you have geldings from time to time, but it's usually the mares. So the mares, they take a little more time trusting you that you are a competent leader because they figure they could probably do a better job themselves. And that's not true. Not in a herd of two with a human. That isn't going to work. Ever. Ever. You do not want to leave decisions up to your horse. It's too confusing for them. You have to be the one to make all the decisions for your horse. There's one exception. When you're on the trail and you're going along the trail and having a good time, your horse sees a snake and he shies from the snake, the rattle or whatever, the dangerous thing. The horse is taking care of himself and you. That's the only exception that a horse, you know, can make a decision like that, something I don't see. And that comes in time, that trust, that you trust your horse to be able to make a decision like that. That just comes in time. And you will have that deep companionship with your horse. If you follow these steps identified throughout my video series, Holistic Natural Horsemanship, it's going to deepen the communication and trust between you and your horse, and the two of you are going to have a harmonious companionship.